All right, a free estimate is the worst thing that you can put in contractors' ads, and I'm going to prove it to you in the next 10 minutes. My name's Harry, I run Ignis Scaling. We work with different home improvement companies to get them book jobs, appointments, leads, the lot. So I'm going to just show you a little bit of proof so you know that I'm not just bullshitting and I actually know what I'm talking about before we get into this. This is one of my clients, 175k in the first 45 days, 125k in the first 60 days. And then we've got 70k job, that's almost pretty much agreed. 100k almost confirmed in 24 hours. Let's see what else have we got. I'm just trying to find some gold nuggets. Here we go, 14.5k in 2 days, and there's lots more. So let's get straight into this. So to start off with, let's look at this. Look at any contractor's ads. Let me pull up my pen here. Here we go. They all say the same thing, right? They're all saying the same thing. Let's look into this. So you might have a truck with, your company logo on it as the ad and saying it's quality work, free estimates. You might have a family posing in front of the home and you might say something like this. You also might have stock photo of a handshake, licensed and insured, free quotes, and you might have just a generic, say you're in roofing, a generic roof photo, 25 years experience, free estimate. What this does, right, is when, most contractors run their ads like this, but you've got the exact same ad as everyone else. And it looks identical to every single homeowner that's actually scrolling Facebook. So this is something you might be thinking right now, but I do great work and give fair prices. This is what I'd say to that. Listen, again, I do believe you probably do. But the thing is, the ads, homeowners can't tell that from your ad because everyone's saying it, okay? So here's a little analogy for you so you can really come to grips with this. So we've got, a free food night, for instance. Everyone's going to show up, even the people who weren't hungry. Nobody pays for anything, and you're rushed off your feet doing unpaid work, and the restaurant still closes at the end of the month. That's what I like to think of that as. Like, if you're offering, your main thing's a free estimate, you're going to get everyone and your dog coming in, and we don't want that. Whereas, the restaurant with the queue, they got a real offer, something specific and worth it. Only people who actually want the meal turn up. They pay, they'll tell their friends, and obviously you're busy doing the work that you actually want. And again, your restaurant's booked out weeks ahead. But you might say, free estimates pulling loads of calls though. But again, this is traffic. It's not customers. And you're pretty much booking yourself up with a busy diary of tire kickers, which is just broke business at the end of the day. So, and let's dive into this a little bit more. Free actually attracts the wrong three people, I like to call it. So we've got the price checker, we've got the daydreamer, and we've got the no budget. So the price checker, he's already got 3 quotes, wants a fourth to beat you down, and it will ghost you the second that you send yours, obviously, because if you're doing really good work, you obviously charge decent prices for that. Now, the daydreamer, they're not ready for 6 months, they're kind of just curious on what it might cost, and they have no intention of booking anything, as you guys definitely will know. And then we've got the no budget. They can't afford the work. They didn't know that until they saw your number, and they walks away embarrassed. These sorts of people are just the people who are just looking for a quote, like just want to see what it's going to cost. I like to group them both into each other. You might think some of them turn into jobs though. Again, like it says here, 1 in 20 maybe. You did 19 driving up and down, up and down, up and down, spending hours of your day just to get one job. You're actually a charity with a van. But this is what a real offer has, and it has 3 parts to it. So we've got a specific job, so not roofing services. It would be something like a 15-year-old roof replacing 3 days tile or shingle. You can say something like that. It'll have a specific price, so not call for a quote. We would actually advertise like a starting at price, whether that's 5,500, 7,500. I wouldn't really lean towards like an even number, like 6,500, like the starting, just because of the pricing psychology. Also 8,500, probably not the best. Look at maybe like 9,500. But we want a specific price nonetheless. A specific promise. We don't want something like not quality workmanship. We want something where it's like done in 3 days or we refund you $500. Clean site every evening, guaranteed. What do you think this all does? because I know what it does. It attracts the right sort of people we want, where we're not wasting time driving to estimates that most likely aren't going to convert. If you're thinking every job's different though, and you can't give a set price, again, we don't need an exact price. We just need a starting point. They just want to see, to start off with, if they can afford you. And that's what we're going for. So we're attracting high quality. This is what it looks like in practice. So, for instance, the before, you might have a stock photo of, a roof or your truck, saying need a new roof, quality workmanship, license insured, free estimates, call today. Again, price shoppers, ghosts, bad fit leads. Whereas after, we've got a phone shot video of your crew finishing a real roof, which is actually a very good video ad if you did want to run it. And you could say roof over 15 years old, full replacement from $8,500, done in 3 days or $500 back. Book your site visit. There's the offer, and it's great. Okay? And this is what I want you guys to do right now. I want you to fill this in, write it down. Got a problem? So obviously what we're talking about here, roof over 15 years old. Well, or you could say got a leaking roof. We'll do XYZ, starting from price, done in 7 days, guaranteed, or we promise money back. Sorry, that's my clock going off. It's just turned 5 o'clock. And again, example here, dated kitchen, replace it in 10 days from 18K, done on time or $1,000 back. Boom. If you're thinking you can't promise a time frame, jobs run over all the time, obviously build a buffer in, promising 10 days, plan for 8, or you could run a bait and switch ad a little bit. Be careful with that one. I wouldn't really recommend doing that. But that's what we should really be following, okay? And then, sorry, I'm just waiting for this clock to stop chiming. Anyway, what changes when you stop being free? Okay, so we go from 20 calls a week with 1 booking to maybe 5 calls a week, but we get 3 bookings out of it. We're not competing on who's the cheapest anymore, because we're most, like 90% of the people are going to be higher quality. So we're competing on who's actually the best. And let's just say, tie kickers were eating your time. We're now only getting serious buyers for the main part. Again, if you're always being undercut by someone, your offer is pretty much the pitch. And listen, if you're thinking this only sounds like, it's going to work if you're established, it does actually work very well when you're new as well. The thing is, it doesn't really matter as long as your marketing's on point. This is from what I've seen, because I've worked with a lot of new businesses as well. It doesn't matter. There's a guy I started with, one of the guys over there, 125K in 60 days. He literally just got into kitchens. As long as the marketing's right and you know what you're doing, you've got the whole funnel from A to Z, the system's going to work. And I have other videos explaining how you can put everything into practice. But if you would love this, obviously want help building your offer, want help making the whole funnel, everything that's going to allow you guys to scale as fast as possible, there's a link in the description. You can book a free strategy call with me. And I hope you enjoyed this video. What's coming up next is the almost customer comeback. So how to get back in front of people who kind of almost called. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.